Hello again, Bingo fans, and welcome to Pinball Warrior 2 Collector's Edition. The rules are simple. All squares are worth the same as they are in regular play, and each player will have 1 minute to analyse the board before they're let loose in a 15-minute dash to score as many points as possible. The player who scores the most points in that time frame will win the coveted Pinball Warrior Champion title, with the tiebreaker going to whoever gets their final score faster. Good luck! It's time to play Pinball Warrior 2! And here we have our first player, Nago, who is immediately going into Dogenzaka Hill.
Shocking, unexpected.
Yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion that the opening play for most players will be going towards Shibuya-cho.
With so many easy Shibuya squares on this board, yeah, almost definitely.
It's not a question of if they will go, it's how long they will stay. Because 15 minutes seems like a long time, but you can spend quite a bit of time, it's deceptive. Lose sometimes a bit too much time in Shibuya-cho.
Especially if you go for that center square Dogen graffiti, that'll eat up a couple minutes.
Yeah, that center square is I wouldn't say it's bad, but you really have to play with it, and you really have to like think ahead and really plan how you're going to fit that in.
You have to cater everything else you're doing to getting bingos that use that graffiti.
Yeah, I strongly believe it's not impossible, but it's probably not recommended. Anyway, we've got Nago continuing on. Looks
now
like going towards Clubby. The good old reliable.
Shocking and unexpected early game move.
Yeah. And boosting straight towards Hokage, it would seem.
They're vaguely starting to set up what looks like a column 2, although Sewer's center structure is one of the less appealing squares on this board, I would say, so unclear if they'll actually go for it.
That's true, but
they
we
only
do
have
to
two
keep in
squares
mind
anyways.
It is Nago. Like, if anyone is willing to do Sewer Souls, it's Nago.
Nago does love sewers.
Yeah.
Floating pink half pipes isn't great either, but
yeah. I mean, I think it could be a good soul depending on when you do it. I wouldn't start with floating pink half pipes. I don't put it like that. That's kind of a I've got a bit of time. I'll go pick it up right before the end.
Yeah. Is there anything else in Hokage?
There's center floating, I believe, is somewhere on the board.
Yeah, column 3, row 5.
Ah, yes. And if you're in Hokage anyway, it's kind of usually worth getting. It's not that long to get. It's just kind of floating there, center and all that.
Yeah, lots of the Shibuya quick defaults are like that. If you're in the area, you might as well grab them because they're nearby and so easy to grab.
Yeah, I mean we've got left in Shibuya-cho. I mean we've got right canals.
South of Hayashi.
Oh yeah, and south of Hayashi. So those are kind of the remaining souls in this area of the map. And I guess there's a centre square, but I think we've established that that's going to be a no-go for Nago already. So it looks like we're getting south of Hayashi, which is a fair soul. I don't think it's a good soul because even though we've got the load equalizer, they've got to wait a few seconds between each level transition. It's not a huge time loss, so it's worth just going in, grabbing it, and leaving. Not going for right canal, so we're not going for the full Shibuya sweep. Looks like we're going to be transitioning to a new area of the map.
Is your bet now? Yeah. Will it be Dark Side or Sewers? Oh, you've seen this. I haven't.
Oh yeah, I've seen every player's board. I've got a sneaking suspicion that it may be Rokkaku or Kogane-cho onto Benten-cho. There does appear to be kind of an order of operations when it comes to the actual sub-areas of the map, but I think that makes sense considering you can go really, really deep into Benten.
Yeah, if you're considering the fact that you have to leave whichever area you enter, it makes a lot of sense to do Dark Side last.
Oh yeah.
So you can go out without having to worry about coming back.
Yeah, especially if you go somewhere like Sky Dino, that's just a huge trek. Anyway,
Sky Dino or Highway 0 I think will be a popular ending place.
Oh yes. And I'm not seeing top of station. I wonder if they go get it later. Or, maybe they're going to Sauna then top of station.
That would make sense. You can do that boost jump from the rail on the way back from Zana
Yeah.
directly to that. Is that all that's in RDH?
Very good play.
They just passed that other soul, so presumably it's not on the board.
Yeah, generally speaking, I tried not to stack too many in one area on a board, so I think 2 defaults is probably the upper limit we've got. Even in Sky Dino, I think we've only got the 2. So we've gotten Sauna there, so it looks like the row 2 is being set up. Ooh, and just ran out of the boost just at the wrong time, but it's no matter in the grand scheme of things. You can always just get to it from here.
Around to it normally.
As cool as that jump would have been, we've gotten the top of the station and then down towards sewers. Now sewers is a very good hub area. Like it's kind of like the secondary hub of Jet Set Radio Future. You've got the garage, go to all these different sub areas, but you've also got the sewers to just go to all these different levels.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if bottom point will be of interest. I mean, those 2 squares can take a while.
Yeah, looks like not going right for bottom point. Is this a sewer climb?
Looks like an immediate climb.
That's Nago.
Yeah. Looks like an immediate center structure. Nago, the only person to go into sewers and get center structure before entrance.
Before entrance.
Yeah. And there we go. There is center structure.
Yeah.
And they're going to hop down, and I can only assume they're going to grab entrance.
That is a crazy order of operations.
To be fair, you don't have to worry about other people sniping the soul, so it makes perfect sense. You know, you do get to the position to do that climb faster than you get to entrance.
Yeah.
Which is a really good thing for someone to be thinking about, considering, you know, Nago has significantly more practice in, you know, 2v2s, 1v1s, and not just kind of clearing a board.
Yeah, it's that's I think the interesting thing about pinball is how much not having to worry about an opponent impacts your strategy decisions. Like we don't really have other formats where you do that.
You've got yourself and your skill issues, and that's all you've got for 15 minutes.
Your opponent is the skill issues, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we've got FRZ, so there's 2 squares here, middle of upper area down tube, and very top.
Up?
They got confused with the square, so they made a mismark there, and I think they're just committed to leaving. You know, cutting their losses, which is a shame because they would have been in a good position to climb up and, you know, get 2 easy squares, but. Sometimes, you know, you just have a moment, you look at the board and you read the wrong thing. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, let's see. We have top maze and middle area 2 cards they could have gone for.
So those would be like a good kind of combo 1-2 punch. If you get all the way to the top, you can easily, you know, do those. But it's one of those. It's all easy to think about in hindsight. And we see Nago is leaving.
They also didn't go to bottom point though, which is I think column 1 is what would make that top maze soul like worth going for.
I specifically made that top left corner square awful. Top of observatory really adds the time to actually complete the column 1. So not going into bottom point, probably a wise decision.
Yeah. Ignore that and then go entirely.
They can be 2 decent squares, but one of them is on row 3, which requires center square. Row 5 could be done, but then you've got to think about Kibo as well. That top left to bottom right diagonal really is designed to ruin your day. We've got the light wall ride. I mean, this board is shaping up quite nicely. We're about nearly 9 minutes into the run, so 6 minutes left, so it's a good time to be in kind of the dark side of the map.
I'm just wishing that they had grabbed a couple more of the Kogane area souls.
Yeah.
Set them up for a couple more bingos. But...
yeah, I mean, FLZ very top. I mean, with Highway 0 directly under entrance, that would have been a freebie, I think.
They have to go to SDPP anyways for column 2, and so top of observatory is a pain, but if you're already in SDPP, it's a little bit less of a pain, and so
Yeah.
column 1 becomes viable.
I mean, it's a very risky play, I'd say, to go all the way through bottom point, kind of halfway around the level going backwards, and the top of FRZ and the top of observatory. But if you can pull that off, I mean, if you can end on that square, you know, you either get it or you don't, you know?
Yeah, if you can make it work. I think that's kind of how a lot of pinball goes, is things are potentially viable if you can make them work.
Yeah. And, you know, I think one of the big pieces of feedback we got from the first set of pinball matches was we need time to look at the board, but 1 minute, you know, when you get into the meat of things, doesn't feel like you had enough time to look at the board, I think, sometimes. You just have to
It's
kind
enough.
of go with the vibe and hope it works out.
Yeah, it's enough to kind of make an initial plan, and then you have to be able to build off of whatever you start with as you're playing.
Yeah.
Is really what bingo is all about.
Oh, of course. And we've also got Trash Pit there, and then under entrance is going to be a good freebie solve right there.
That row 4 is so unfortunate.
Yeah, just looking at under tower, just if only they did a stall launch. If only.
If only.
It's one of those that FL's that row 4 and column 4 as well. Just any both of the 4s right there are just hinging on a single Kogane square that just wasn't grabbed.
Yep. You hate to see it.
But you know, sometimes it's better to just leave the area and cut your losses and, you know, get more squares elsewhere. You may not get kind of the full potential of the run, but you'll get more squares than if you just committed to one in particular and just, you know, spend a heap of time doing it. It looks like Nago's going into everyone's favourite Sky Dino.
Exciting.
Where there's 2 squares, there's under Brontosaurus and on top of T-Rex. This area is a pretty strong area, only kind of balanced by the fact that you are going as far out as you humanly could.
Yeah, let's see. We've got 3 minutes time.
Yep, roughly. Yeah, I'd say 3 minutes. And, ooh!
Oof.
That's painful.
Makes it hard to get to Bronto also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I was going to say, I wonder if they'll have time to get over to floating pink half pipes.
Yeah, that would be a good
But
final square if they could.
This
pull
is
it
gonna
off.
make that harder.
It really is. Oh, goodness.
Oh no. Is it even
Bestie grind
possible
up the
to?
tail.
Is it possible to back that jump up like?
I mean,
from that?
if you go in reverse, ooh, you can go. You can grind up the tail, and
Yeah.
you know, go to where the soul is, and then you're basically in the same spot anyway. Which I imagine Nago's about to do now. I think. Yep, they know about the tail strength.
Yeah.
So unless they kind of slide off. Oh,
Oh no.
I actually didn't see the gameplay. That was. I did know they marked it and unmarked it, and that was about kind of as far as I knew. This square is being absolutely brutal right now.
This is shambles. Shambolic.
Oh, well, this should be a gimme. Come on, we got it. Yeah, we got there.
Job.
And with coming up to what? How much time? 1 minute 30 left.
90 seconds left. Can
They've
they
got
get to pink
90
half pipes?
seconds to get to pink half pipes and secure that final bingo.
So
And
sitting
that's
at one
under
bingo right
Brontosaurus
now.
also was a bingo.
Oh
So they've got
yeah.
their first bingo. So if they can leave the area successfully, and within the next, well, nearly 1 minute, just over a minute, 1 minute and 10 seconds, if they can get to floating pink half pipes, they've got this. And I think it's pretty fair to say, you know, 1 minute should just be enough time. I think with boost, you know,
Yeah. Plenty of cans in this area.
yeah. And really
As
at
long
this
as they
point, you're
don't,
just
like,
throwing
fall.
everything at it. Like, you know, you kind of know at this point in the game that you're only going to get one square, so you best, you know, just use everything. And we get the cool Death Warp.
You can go for that Death Warp from the highway, coming in from Dino, I think.
Yeah.
That might have been a little bit faster, but... The
I
number
think
of 4 in a row is on
30
this
seconds
board.
left on the clock.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
And yeah, you're right, the amount of 4 in a rows on the board is, I mean, it's always easy to look at them in hindsight and go, oh damn, if only I got one extra square. And there we go, that's floating pink half pipes. And
The second
with
bingo.
15 seconds left on the clock, I think that's going to be the last square they unlock. So they have a final score of 20 points.
Not bad. 2 bingos. Pretty solid.
Yep, it's definitely going to be exciting to see what everyone else comes up with throughout the season. And after that match, we have Nago benchmarking the score at 20 points. How will everyone else fare? You'll just have to tune in to find out. And until next time, as always, it doesn't matter if you're man, woman, or flamingo. We'll see you again at Jet Set Radio Future Bingo.